Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wake Up Homeschool Parents Hangout. We are so excited to be here today. We are Ron and Kimberly Olson, and we are also joined by the lovely, gorgeous, talented Sabelina Vargas. And we're going to jump in right away today because we have a lot to share. I know Sabelina has a lot to share, and we have a lot to share as well about being grateful for homeschooling and working from home and being able to basically just live life on our own terms. And I want to share with you just because, and I've kind of almost been anxious about sharing this, but I've noticed in a lot of the Facebook groups lately that I belong to in homeschooling that several people lately have had Child Protective Services called about their homeschooling. And we got a visit. We got a visit on. We found out that they would be coming last Thursday, and I will tell you, I was in panic mode all weekend long. I was worried about my skills as a parent, my skills and my wanting to homeschool my kids. Am I doing the right thing? All the things that you doubt yourself on. And am I going to lose my kids? Are they going to take my kids away? I even called an attorney and I said, what are my rights? And just for those of you who know, if this ever happens to you, you do have the right to not let them in your home, but they have the right, because if they are worried about your safety of your children, if you don't let them in and let them talk to your children, they can automatically remove your children from your home up to 72 hours without a court order to question them. So that's what the attorney, at least in our state, that's what the attorney told me. It may be different in other states. You may want to check, but in our state, they can do that. So we had to let them in, and I was scared. And she talked to our children first, and I was, I was around the corner in the kitchen trying to eavesdrop. I'll let you know that. I was trying to eavesdrop on what was being asked and what my children were saying. And we kind of prepped our kids before she came, as far as, just be honest. You don't have to, we don't really have anything to hide. Tell them what you're learning in school. Tell them, what's going on in our lives. And by the end of the meeting, when she finally brought my husband and I in to talk to us about what was said in the report, and it was an erroneous report. It was a false report, and we actually know who it came from just by what was said. And it was almost a relief because we know it's a disgruntled family member that's not happy with us. And by the end of the meeting, she knew that it was a false report, and our kids were hugging her, and she was like, I never get this reception at people's houses where people are happy that I came or that I was here. And I said, well, I told her, I said, the thing is we told our kids that we feel like, yes, we're nervous. We feel like we don't have a reason to worry, though, that we're doing a pretty good job as parents. I think everybody can improve. I said, but there are kids out there who are neglected. There are kids out there who are abused, who are, aren't being taken care of properly. They don't have food to eat. They don't have, access to things that they need. And so her job is to help those kids. Now, obviously, we don't feel like we fit into that category, and she didn't feel like we fit in that category either. But our kids were prepped that her job is to help kids, not to hurt kids and not to hurt families. And so, they had a little bit different attitude about her coming, I think, than, just fear and anxiety. They knew I was anxious, because kids know. They know that. But, they knew that if we were just ourselves and were honest, that things would work out all right. And it's kind of funny. One of the claims were that we didn't provide medical care for our children, and she left she left with my business card, because we have 1MD service, right, where we can call a doctor 24/7, and she was really interested in that. So I guess she can say I recruited the CPS officer, and she left with our business card to find out more information about 1MD. So that was pretty awesome. And you know what? I feel better just talking about it now and getting it out in the open, because you almost feel like, oh my gosh, someone thinks I'm a bad parent. They called Child Protective Services on me, and they think I'm a bad parent. You know what? They don't understand our lifestyle. They don't understand what we do. And, you know, everything's perfect. And as far as homeschool goes, she admitted, she says, tell me about homeschool because I really don't know anything about it. And so we let her know that we're registered with our county. We've done everything legally that we need to do. And we shared with her the sites that we use, that we teach our kids with. And, you know, she saw the myriad of artwork all over our walls, that they're very artsy. And, you know, she saw that they, you know, there's notebooks open on the table because we were, when she came, we were in the middle of our instructional time. And so she could see that there was learning and education going on, and, you know, pretty impressed by the fact that we could do that. So it was something that could have been a negative situation that was turned into a positive, and getting over, you know, like I said, I'm not going to say I wasn't fearful and I wasn't panicked and I wasn't a bit afraid and all weekend long not able to really sleep much and waking up sick to my stomach. All of those things that happened to us, but all the worries that I had, and I just kept pushing them out of my mind that, you know, oh, they could take my kids away. No, they're not going to take my kids away because I'm doing the right thing. So you just have to get over that negativity in your mind. But I'm grateful. I want to say that I'm grateful that there are services out there that help kids that need it. You know, that there are people out there to care for those. And, you know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that they're out there watching out for those that need to be watched out for. Now, they wasted their time on us, but you know, there are those that need help, so we're grateful for that. And we're grateful that, you know, we were able to show that we can be a family and work from home, that can school from home, that we do provide everything our children need, and we're able to do it ourselves, whether it's at home with other homeschool families that we get. You know, she was impressed that we get together with other homeschool families and be able to do art in the park and go to fun places like Jump Street with wall-to-wall trampolines and all of those things that we can do because we work in school from home. You want to? I've been dominating the conversation.
No, it's okay. It's funny because when we first got the report, it was actually for neglect, which is kind of funny because we actually spend, you know, most of the day, every day, with our kids. We don't neglect our kids, but, you know, it does make us feel better, you know, to know that, you know, that we, you know, in the eyes of this person, I guess, of the law, that we are doing the right things, you know, for our kids, and that we can actually help educate people who don't know about homeschooling, don't know about this type of education and way of schooling their kids. You know, that there is a better way. You know, that there's a better way, or maybe a way that will fit a family better, and provide the necessary you know, needs to the children as well.
Well, you know, it's not the only way, and for some families it doesn't work out. You know, we have a panelist, and I won't mention her name just because I'm not sure she's comfortable with that, but she decided to put her son back into traditional school. It wasn't working for him, and, you know, you know, they were battling more than they were getting anything accomplished, and sometimes that happens. Sometimes it takes another party to get through to that person, to get through to that child, to help teach them. And I commend her. She was big enough to say, you know what, I'm not able to teach my child the way he needs to be taught, and so I'm going to put him back in public school because I think that's what's best for him. That's a big, you know, sometimes as homeschool parents we get an ego that we can do it all. And she was able to get over that fact because she had homeschooled other children, some of her other children as well, but she was able to say, you know what, I'm not able to homeschool this particular child, this son, and so I'm going to do what's best for him, and she got over herself to do that. So I commend her for doing and making that decision. It wasn't an easy one. As a homeschool mom, you know, it's not easy to say, you know what, this isn't working. And so, you know, it's not the only way to educate. There's many ways, you know, but for a lot of families it really is the best way, and it's the best way to get across the curriculum you want for your child. You know, the things that we're able to teach our children, whether it's personal development. We teach them money management and money skills. We're going to a speakers training soon that one of our daughters is going to go with us to. And so all of these things come into effect and they're part of their education. So those are just some of the things that we're grateful for in our kickoff story, if you will. And I'm going to turn the microphone and camera over to the beautiful Zabalina from New Jersey, and she's going to share with us some amazing stories as well, because I know she's got them up to sleep.
Oh my God, guys! So I cannot believe that, but you know what? I'm so glad that it turned out the way that it did. And you're right; they are here to help us. They're here to help other kids. You know, that happened. That happened to me. I mean, I've told you guys. If you guys have been following us, you know, this happened probably about a month and a half ago. And you know, my daughter was being bullied in the neighborhood, and she stood up for herself. The little girl didn't like it, and she told her mom. And her mom is a bully as well. So she decided to take matters into her own hand and bully my daughter. And so I stood up for my daughter. And from there, she went ahead and she wrote a letter to, you know, the truancy officer stating that I'm neglecting my children, that they should all have equal rights to educate. And yeah, it was just a hot mess. And then, you know, the truancy officer, he did come, and without any makeup, you guys would think that I'm 15 years old, seriously. So when I opened this door, he looked at me, and I think he thought that I was a student, so he was kind of down talking to me, you know, like, excuse me, where are your parents, you know, why are you home, type of deal. But finally when I opened my mouth and he realized that I was a grown woman, and he was like, are there children living in this home? Yes, there are. So there's 3. And he said, well, what's going on? Why aren't they in school? And I told him the same thing. You know, I went ahead and I sent a courtesy letter over to the education, the Board of Education. They know this, and I did this like 5, 6 years ago. He says, 5, 6 years ago. Yes, 5, 6 years ago. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, what are their names? And in my state, you don't have to allow them in. The only thing that we are required to do is give them their names, their full names, that's it, and our address. But other than that, we pretty much are very well protected, and that's one of the reasons why. I mean, I see people moving to Costa Rica and all these other places and living on the beaches of the world, and let me tell you something, I'm good with the Jersey Shore. I am good. So long as we're homeschooling, I am good with the Jersey Shore. We'll drive 45 minutes to the beach, you know, because the homeschoolers are really lenient here. So I know what that feels like, and yes, oh, it's so, you know, we're constantly on a daily basis. As soon as you turn on TV, you question whether or not you're doing the right thing with your children. You know, when they turn on the television, they feel the pressure of having to fit into this box of society. Society tells them this is what life should look like. And we were raised that way too. I mean, thank you, little black box, you know, and it's there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure. And, you know, to really listen to your own intuition, to your own gut that tells you what's best for your children is a skill and an art. And it really is something that you have to really, really, really work on, because there's a lot of pressure in the world. There's pressure that tells you this is what success looks like. This is what education looks like. This is what your family should look like. And it's a lot of pressure. And if you're not careful, you will cave. And when you cave, you will end up on anxiety pills and depression pills and, you know, and all kinds of self-medication, even if it's just the box that you're sitting there staring at all day long. You're self-medicating yourself, you know? I can get so deep into this. It's profound. But I have 3 kids. I have a 17-year-old who, she just went and took a pre-entrance exam to a community college, and she did really well. And I am about to burst your bubble here. We're not even homeschoolers. We are unschoolers. So what that means is we do not follow a regimented program on a daily basis. We just allow them to just explore. What are you interested in? And just focus on that. There's a lot of self-esteem building here, a lot of emotional, trying to really stabilize their emotions, that emotional stability, because that is what gives them the want and the desire and the actual self-esteem to grab what it is that they're interested in and really focus on that and keep moving on with their lives and believe that they can do it. So emotional stability is very important, and that's what 90% of us homeschoolers or unconventional parents are doing. We are providing that for them. I have a secret, and I'm about to share it with you. So yeah, so she did this test and she did great. So she's gonna be going to community college, guys. She's gonna be going. Hello, it's possible. They're gonna do it. They're gonna make it. Okay, you'll be fine. She's going, and then my little one, I'm online searching up co-ops. A co-op is when you get together with other homeschool families, you hang out, you do whatever. If the kid is interested in math, you do math. If the kid is interested in art, they do art. Piano, whatever. You just hang out once a week, a few times a week, and this is what you focus on, right? So I came up with, this website came up in my area, South Mountain Co-op. I'm like, what's this? But it looked like a school. And I was like, these people really do a whole lot of co-oping, man. Like, it's like a Monday through Friday thing. I don't know about this. But I really dug really deep into it. Guys, it's an unschooling school, okay? So here you have teachers/mediators. It's called a democratic free school. And you can go part-time or you can go full-time, 3 days a week, 5 days a week, whichever, it's on you. But their philosophy is just like ours. We facilitate it for you. It's available to you. Now you decide. Now once you decide, you're going to stay committed to what it is that you chose to do. Of course, you're polishing these commitment skills, right? So they really focus on emotional stability. They focus on treating everyone equally. They focus on if there's an issue, the whole community comes together. Listen, it was so awesome that I was like, this is too good to be true. Somebody pinch me. And I went on Monday to an open house, and I'm really, really, really considering putting my little one in there. Because there's changes going on in my life, too. There are amazing changes going on in my life, too. And just like our friend, it is okay. It is okay to go with the flow of whatever it is that's the changes that are happening in your life. It's okay. Go with that current. Don't fight it. The current is for you. The current is telling you we should be going this way, and that's fine, and things will work out fine. I have a friend who put her son into high school because he wanted to play football, and he didn't do an ounce of math at home. He hated reading, and he was homeschooled all his life. They went to co-op once a week, and he was just like, bleh, bitter. She put him into high school. The kid he's thriving. And I'm not saying that he's thriving because they've got the best education. I'm saying that he's thriving because he's an independent thinker. He's a teacher's pet. People love him because he knows how to interact with adults. Okay? And he's doing amazing in his environment. And you know what he said in the end? He said, if it wasn't because homeschool laws are the way they are and that I can't play football, I would come home. Because truthfully, I learned more home, being curious, than I did in school. He said half the stuff that we're learning is just completely irrelevant to real life. He's 15 years old. No, now he's 16. He's talking to us. He's sending a message. Times are different. Times have changed. Go with the flow of it. Embrace it. And it's just amazing. So I have so much to be grateful for today. I'm grateful for homeschooling, unschooling, whatever schooling you want to call it. I'm grateful for the South Mountain Co-op, that there are people who are committed to our children, to instilling this philosophy of education and this empowerment into our kids. I'm so grateful for them. I'm grateful for the homeschool hangouts, that we have a voice, that we can, that we're able to just share with the world. Hey guys, there is an amazing way of thinking. It doesn't necessarily have to change what's going on now, but just, we're teaching you how to empower your children. You don't even have to homeschool. You can just learn how to de-school your child while they're still in school, believe it or not. So that's what I'm grateful for. I mean, amen, guys.
All right.
That's you.
That's I just want to give you an applause, and I was looking for my little applause button and I didn't find it. So congratulations on your daughter going to community college. That's awesome. That's amazing.
I know. I can't. And you know what? She too was, again, like I said, society really puts this pressure on you. And she was feeling so much pressure. So much pressure. And I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Whoever's watching out there, it may be that we have 3 viewers, 5, but I can guarantee you this. This video right here will be seen by over 1,000 people within the next 6 months. I can guarantee you that. And I'm here to tell you right now that if you don't listen to your gut, your body will fight against you. I've been battling with panic attacks since Wednesday because I wasn't listening to my intuition. I wasn't listening to my gut. My gut was telling me there's something off because I grew up in fear. What if, oh my God, what if? The what if monster in my life was like Freddy Krueger. I painted him out to be death. And what if, yeah, what's the worst that can happen? And I saw that I was instilling the same fear into my own children. When I told her, Dallas, it's time to take this test, she almost had a meltdown. I'm not prepared. She even blamed me. You've never taught me anything. I'm not prepared. We were battling in this house. And I, as her mother, really, I mean, I was a weaker vessel, and I fell for it. And I felt guilty. And because of that, because of a lot of other things that are happening in my life and the guilt that we were raised with, I began having these panic attacks. But you know what? The panic attacks was my body telling me, listen to me. I am your gut. I am your intuition. I'm telling you that you did the right thing with your child. And I am showing you this by her doing well on that test. She told me, listen, you know how I prepared her for the math? 1 year, random. Let me look into this math program, Math UC. Let me buy her an algebra. And I gave it to her, and I said, here you go, baby. Finish it. You have an entire 5 years. This was when she was like 14, 13. So go ahead. You got all the time in the world. Do it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Right? If you don't get it, we'll facilitate something, someone to help you, something. She was smarter than I could have even ever imagined. You know what she does all day long? Tumblr, reads blogs, not even Facebook, Instagram, talking to people. You know what kind of books she reads? What's the movie one? The one that's really popular now. It's like a movie, and it's like they've got like 100 of them. I forget. The Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Oh, girlfriend. She will eat those books up. You think I'm gonna sit here and be like, ah, you're not learning your history and you're not. No, she's reading. She's reading, and she's reading diligently, and she's soaking it up, and she's like, oh my God, this is so good. Ah, I want another one. I invest into my children. When they say I want a book, I'm like, bam, here you go. Invest into these kids. I'm telling you. I don't know about you, but my God, this is some good stuff. I'm grateful for these attacks. I'm grateful because the attack said, wake up, honey. Listen to your gut. Your gut is telling you it's okay. And you want to control everything, and we're taught to fear. We're taught to feel guilty. There was this little girl at the in the co-op in the open house, 14 years old, and she was sitting like this. She was sitting like this. And then there was a mother with a son who he was 14 years old, and he was the mother, you could tell, was just so stressed out. They were all looking for a better way for their children. We were all there looking for a better way. And the little girl said this. She said, you know, what about math? Do you guys do math? And they said, we do whatever you want here. If you want math, we'll do math. And she said, well, because the thing is I know that I need math in order to get into college, and I need calculus in order to get into college. And if I miss one day of school, the school will call my mom. Like the school calls my mom. Like I got sick one day and I missed one day of school, and the school called my mom, and they told my mom she has 15 days left for, you know, to be absent. She only has 15 days, and if she misses those 15 days, she's not going to get those credits that she needs. And the way she's saying this, now mind you, she had been in a Democratic free school all her life. She was raised in a Democratic free school. Her mother couldn't afford it anymore because it's kind of like private school. You do got to pay, right? Because, I mean, teachers, they're there all day with your kids, right? So, but they couldn't afford it. They put her in public school. And the child, you can tell, is just petrified. She's just, her shoulders are down. She's looking down, and she's just, can you help me? Looking up like, can you help me? And her mother said, we're coming back to the Democratic free school. Now, on the other hand, you have this other family who the mother's the one that's just all whacked out, and the kid is like, he's very sure of himself. Good for him, though. Good for him. That means he's overcome a lot of the pressures in school. And he says, well, yeah, I want to know about math, and I want to know, you know, about this, that, and the other, and da-da-da. And the mom was like, yeah, tell me. How do we... Guys, wake up! We are not just here telling you, wake up, there's a better way financially, that you can, you know, break free from the Monday heart attack. Oh, God, I got to go to work. It's going to be Monday. Sunday, you're going through this depression, and Monday, you got to wake up to go to work. We're telling you that we have a simpler way for educating your children, for actually making money. Trust me, we've been there, done that. Kimberly and Ron have up teen years in marketing and in network marketing, and they could tell you that they have found the simplest way. And to be quite honest with you, I really believe that we tend to complicate it because we're so used to complicating things that we complicate our lives. It is simple. The gospel is simple. Education is simple. Working from home is simple. Is it easy? No. And I'll tell you why it's not easy. Because you have to get over your own brainwashing. Oh my God. T.D. Jakes has nothing on me. Let me tell you something. Danny Johnson said, uh-oh, Lena done woke up. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Back to you, Kimberly and Ron. I'm sorry, I've been talking for like 30 minutes.
No, I'm soaking it all in. I'm thinking, wow, yes, Evelina, she's on fire. She's got the game. So that's you know, and I was thinking as you were talking about, you know, different children, different things that I've noticed, and different things that I've witnessed, and even the book that we just finished with our kids, How to Think Like Leonardo da Vinci. And we kind of, we have 4 kids, and we kind of cross between homeschool and unschool, because I don't know, we just follow a little bit, we do our own thing. We don't really have a set, rigid thing that we do, but we do have, I don't know, a guideline, I guess.
Well, we've done this for 8 years. So
an idea of what we want to do for them. But I'll be honest, someday spelling is plain travel. So you know, that's how it works. But in Leonardo da Vinci, it's a book by Michael Gerard, and it's How to Think Like Leonardo da Vinci: 7 Steps to Genius Every Day. And they talk about how you notice posture. And when a baby is flexible, and then as they start to grow, they have really good posture. But once they start school, they start slumping over. They start slouching. They lose the ability to stand tall and erect and really have the confidence that a human being should have. And it's sad. It's sad that our kids do. They learn to sit down, be quiet, do your work. I mean, that's one of the reasons that we choose to educate from home or the road or wherever we happen to be that day, is because, we want our kids to think outside the box. And, it breaks my heart almost to think of that little girl slouched over thinking, I've got to have calculus to get into college, because that's what society tells us. That's what the educators tell us. And, oh, those teachers don't want you to miss a day of school because they don't get paid if the kids aren't sitting, if the butts aren't in seats, they don't get paid as much. So, the school overall, we know how that works. But, it's not about that. It's about each individual child and what their talents are, what they can learn and grow in, what they can do. It's kind of funny. Our daughter Savannah is writing a book, right? And she asked me one day for an idea. She's writing a mermaid story, and the parents don't know the daughter's a mermaid, and she's to the point where the parents need to find out that their daughter's a mermaid. And she says, how can they do this? And I'm like, well, what if they get in a car accident and they drive off the road into some water, and she rescues the parents because she's a mermaid? And so she liked that idea, and we came in one day. She was supposed to be working on schoolwork, and Ron saw her on something that he didn't realize wasn't schoolwork, and he's like, what are you playing on? She's like, this is Wikipedia. And she was researching on Wikipedia how to get out of a car if it was submerged underwater. So, I mean, she's thought of this herself, of where can I go to find out how does someone break out of a car if it's underwater? And so
we underestimate our children.
Mm-hmm.
We do. You know what my daughter told me this. She's 11 years old. She said, Mom, why are people, adults, so surprised when children do certain things? Like when we're just doing, like when we just do amazing things, like when if my daughter can take an entire song and build an entire choreography. My daughter is a composer. She's 11 years old. She's composed her own music. Okay, so much so that someone actually took her song and turned it into a techno, and now we're like, hey, where's that song? We want the copyrights because hey, careful. And it's just like, she's like, why are people so surprised? Because we've been taught you are just a child, you know nothing. I know everything. I am the adult. And let me tell you something about adults. We are more screwed up than children are. We are. Okay, so we need to step back and really trust that these children know. I mean, of course, you're not going to allow your child to jump off the cliff just to say, Mom, I want to see how fast the velocity from going up here to going down there, right? I mean, and then if your child wants to, you facilitate a freaking parachute. You say, here we go, we'll jump off together, right? And we'll grab the stopwatch, and we'll see how fast it takes us to get down there. But I mean, it's good for her. Who was that, Savannah?
Yeah.
She's a genius. She's a genius. I have a friend who, her son is autistic. He doesn't know gray area. He either knows black or white. Okay? Autistic children do not do well with gray. It's either black or white. Now, I have a bird who is really loud. He is this small, but he is the loudest species in the bird, whatever, bird world. And the child is autistic, and he comes into my house, and he can't stand the noise because he's obviously very sensitive to it. And I said, I'm so sorry, Matthew. I am so sorry that we bought this bird. And he said, birds do not belong in houses. Birds belong in the air. He said, where is the bird? I said, I know, Matthew. Now, mind you, he's 12. I said, Matthew, I understand this, but now he's in my house, and I don't know what to do with him, because if I were to put him in his natural habitat, he would have to be like in Brazil somewhere, because that's where his family's from. He said, so then go to Brazil and let him go. In no gray area, okay? It's black or white, okay? The bird does not belong here. Take it to its habitat. Don't think too much. You know, and his mother has had to learn how to embrace this amazing way of thinking. And he tells her, that's wrong, right? And she's like, he's right. He's right. No matter how you put it, what do? We overthink things. We put emotions into it. Oh, God, the truancy officer. You know, we put emotions. If he would have opened that door, Matthew, seen the truancy officer, he would have done just like your kids did. Come on in. Hey, how you doing? This is just a person. Why y'all scared? You know, we're doing the right thing. Our gut is telling us we're in the right place. There's no way we're going to get in trouble for this. And yet we've been led to believe that we're wrong. You're so wrong for keeping your children home and loving them and teaching them the best thing. You want to know why you're wrong? Because we've also been taught that we need to maintain a lifestyle, and we need to have the latest car, the latest clothes. We need to have the fastest and highest speed of internet. We need to, spend all of this money outside the home. And because of that, you need a job. And because you need a job, you need a babysitter for more than 6 hours. And I'll tell you where you're going to put your kid, where you don't have to pay anything. There is a price to pay, but you don't have to pay money. That's school. School said, we used to teach them reading, writing, and arithmetic. And now school says, wait, let's add some more stuff because these parents need to work. They cannot afford to pay babysitters or nannies. So let's keep them here for 6, 7 hours. As a matter of fact, let's add latchkey. Let's add after school. Let's add before school. Let's add summer programs. Let's just raise these children. And then when you go to these parent-teacher conferences, you're scared because the parent or the teacher is telling you what to do with your child. And the teacher's saying, hey, your child is far behind. And you're like this, oh God, what am I going to do? And then you go home and you say, if you don't get this A, you know what F means to me? F means fantastic. F means you didn't fail. F means, guess what? You're going to try again. F just means that you don't get it yet. That's it. That's it. You don't get it yet. And who cares? What's the worst that can happen? You're going to die? Oh, God, don't get me going.
You know, it's so true, Evelyn, because, you know, we are taught, and then we're conditioned ourselves as adults. We're conditioned, and it started in grammar school. It started all then, and we're conditioned that failing is bad. We're conditioned that you have to always, you know, it's not good to get that bad grade. It's not good to not do good in whatever you're doing. How do you get good at something, though, if you don't fail at it first? You know, Edison, what if the first few times he tried to, you know, get that filament to work in the light bulb and somebody told him, you're a failure, why don't you just quit? What if he'd listened to him?
Lots of people did. Failed 10,000 times before he got it right.
There's so many examples, you know, so many great people. Abraham Lincoln, so many amazing people that if they had quit because they were a failure, or, you know, they didn't do, I mean, Einstein was terrible in school. So, and look who he is, you know. People thought Leonardo da Vinci was off his rocker at times. You know, he was even put in jail falsely for a while. because of who he was. And it's amazing the people, the amazing talented people that we admire in history and how they were thought of differently because they thought outside a box. They didn't go in the box that everybody else went in. And we do that, that it's a great segue into what we do for work too, and why we're grateful for working from home. Because I wouldn't be able, we wouldn't both be able to both be here with our children and being able to educate them if we didn't have a home-based business. And we have, I mentioned at the beginning that the CPS worker left with my business card. Well, to me, some people are like, how did you do that? How would you recruit or sell a service to the CPS worker? To me, it becomes natural. She asked what is this? How do you get access to a doctor? How do you do that? And I said, we sell the service. And so, here's the card. You can go on here and find out about it. We sell that access to people, and that's just one of the things that we do. We tell them we learn foreign language, and we do it through One Speak. We did Spanish yesterday, so and our kids are having fun learning. We learn together. We do this. I'm learning Spanish. He knows Spanish, but I'm learning it alongside with them. And we have fun. Mom doesn't always get the right answer, and so they're finding it's okay. It's okay if you don't know. It just means you need to work a little harder. And we have the opportunity, though, when you work from home in the network marketing industry, you have the opportunity to share something special with people. And that's the whole thing. I don't hide what I do. I make it very well known, whether it's on social media, when I'm out and about talking with people, and I say, they're out buying groceries, they're clipping coupons. Well, how long did it take you to clip all those coupons? Wouldn't you like an easier way where you can just click on the computer, I want this coupon, that coupon, pick and choose, and it's fast, you print it and you're done? We have access to that too. How would you like to have a blog? We have access to that too. How would you like to, whatever you're interested in, we have access pretty much to everything. Anything, you want to travel with your kids, and we go out and meet other homeschoolers. You want to travel, you want some great deals. I mean, oh my gosh, what was the deal we saw last week? Tell them that deal.
Yeah, it's actually a resort up here in Arizona, and about 3 hours away from our house. And normally a 7-day stay there is about $1,000. And we have these thing called Hot Weeks, which is part of our vacation program, that you could actually get that same 7 days for a whopping total of $36.
$36. So 1,000 down to $36. Now, we didn't see it fast enough. We called to try and get that. We were gonna go there. It was over Thanksgiving week. We were gonna go to the resort for Thanksgiving. There's a kitchen in there, but we didn't get it in time. Somebody beat us to the punch. But we're gonna watch for that, because if it comes up again, it's mine.
There's a lot of them though, for $100 a week, $300 a week. These are 4- and 5-star type condo resort areas without having to pay for a timeshare. You get the same opportunity. So that's just one of the things that we have available to us through through Wake Up Now, through the program that we offer, services that
wow.
I've been talking about.
That's, oh my God.
What's your favorite?
Oh man, my favorite. Well, recently it has been. I had a lot of fun with the TaxBot. TaxBot is, we have our own business, so we have an app on our phone where, let's say Kimberly and Ron and we go out to dinner, or I decide I'm going to drive to freaking Kimberly and Ron's house because I'm having freaking, a moment and I need to get away. And I'm going to go over there and I'm going to take my freaking computer and we're going to, spread the good news. We have so much good news to spread, let me tell you. Faith, love, hope, peace. I'm not going to, I don't want you to buy into that. I want you to really buy into the truth. So, but anyways, I digress. I used to love, I still do, TaxBot. So if I go over there and I say, okay, well, these are the miles that I'm putting on my car, it calculates it. You have to kind of help me figure out what the heck it does when it does calculate and how that helps me in terms of, taxes.
It's
But
50 cents a mile.
56 cents a mile. That's last year.
okay, okay. So, you know, the taxes, they add up, and then I say, okay, well, I spent $30 on gas. I take my phone, take a picture, bam, and all that is for my business because I'm going to Ron and Kimberly's house and I'm hanging out with them when we're powwowing together. May even do some events together. We ate out together, took a picture, bam. At the end of the year, I've got everything conveniently located on my phone. That way my accountant won't be like, well, Lena, what the heck is going on? And how come you didn't save your receipts? And everything is there. It tells me how much I've spent in marketing, how much I've spent in gas, it's so cool. But recently, can you believe that it's so simple, this system. Wake Up Now knows that the average person does not have 30 people to be interested in an opportunity. Wake Up Now knows that if you do have 30 people, you may possibly get 3 of them that may be interested. So what they have done is they have facilitated the pay plan to where if you get your 3 people who are experiencing this saving money, managing money, and also making money, your membership is now free. So they've been there, done that. They've got their history too when it comes to marketing and network marketing, and they're saying, we want to simplify this. It's freaking frustrating. We love the industry, but we need to help the people. And we need amazing products. And we're going to cover everything from, you know, Gano coffee to dietary supplements to legal services to medical services to, you know, saving money on vacations. We're going to cover it all, just in case. Just in case. So, but recently, my favorite has been the One Finance. Okay. Now, yes, sometimes you can get a little out of control with your money. So you know, especially me, where I'm in a situation right now where my husband's been he's the one that's controls all the money, and I'm just like, where's it going? You know. And so what I did was I went ahead and I put my bank account number and I connected it with One Finance, and boop, it was like a little circle of light, and it told me exactly where my money is going and how much of it is going where. And then it even suggested, hey, I have a budget plan for you. Would you like to follow it? And I'm just like, I've never been to accounting school. I don't know what the heck I'm even doing when it comes to my own bank account. And here, all I did was just connect my simple number. Also, oh my God, but I don't want to connect my bank account to the computer, and oh, I'm scared. We have One Protect, where Wake Up Now protects your computer, protects your everything that's going on in your little computer world, your internet world. We got you covered. We got you covered. Don't fear. We are here. So lately that's been mine, One Finance, and it does tell you, it sends you messages, hey, you're going over your budget, you know, and I think that that's actually really cool because it really hones in on where your money is going, you know. So that's been the one lately, and very soon it's going to be the legal services. Very, very soon.
Awesome.
I will be the first one that will use the crap out of that thing. Let me tell you right now, the legal services. So and the medical services too, because I need a doctor. These panic attacks are no joke. So well, not anymore. Now that I'm really focusing on hey, you know, listen to myself. So I'm listening to my body, and so they're subsiding. They're going away. But yeah, but the 1MD, you know, I could just call them and say, listen, I ran out of whatever, or I'm having this, what do you suggest? I could have called them the day that I went to the hospital, but I didn't because it was 3 o'clock in the morning, but I had access to it. But I felt safer going to the hospital, you know. But he could have diagnosed me and said, hey, listen, this is what's going on. I'm calling you in a prescription. Hello? That's why it's called Wake Up Now. That's why we're called Wake Up Homeschool Parents. Right? Wake up and wake up, wake up, wake up. Yeah.
Right. Exactly, because so many people are going along in life. They're really just they do the same thing day in and day out. And they're kind of sleeping through life. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up to what's possible and what's new and what you can do in your life and with your family, wouldn't you say?
Yep. Sure. The importance of having a business, especially it's the end of the year, and we just encourage you. If you don't have a home business, you really need to get one because the tax deductions and Lena alluded to this, but the tax deductions alone are just incredible. You just don't know how much money that you're actually throwing away not having a home business. And people are going to be traveling this holiday, and you can literally write a lot of those miles off, a lot of the meals, a lot of different things if you're in the process of just sharing your business.
If you make it natural, just like we said, you're out with the waitress and you're talking to her about, who's watching your kid, do you have kids? Who's watching your kids right now? How much time do you get to spend with them? And you know that where that conversation's going to go, especially if it's a lady. She wants to spend more time with her kids. She'd be there serving you. She wants to serve her kids. And there's your open door to, hey, are you open to, I'm looking for some sharp people. Are you open to finding out how you could spend more time with your kids and make some money from home? You give her your card, and now your meal just became tax deductible because you marketed while you were there.
And the miles that you drove there as well, at 56 cents a mile. Essentially that's every 2 miles that you drive, you save a dollar towards the tax deduction. So and those miles are cool, flights. You get on a plane, travel. Flights can be tax deductible. What normally is considered a vacation can be now
expenses.
Or expenses can now become a business expense from tax deduction. Another thing too, one finance talked about. Cool thing too is you have the ability to access all of that information from your mobile phone as well through a smartphone app that's available. And also, one of the best things about the One Finance, not only being able to see where your money is going and help you to budget it, but also it allows you to know what debts you need to pay off faster to save yourself money and interest. Literally, if you have a mortgage, you can save literally tens of thousands of dollars just in interest alone by using that program. That's really what sets it apart from some of the other programs that do similar things, is the ability that it has to let you know what you need to pay off first to save you that money.
Because it's usually not what you think it is. So many people think it's the little one, pay it off, and then, pay off, it's not always the little one. It's not always the little one. They take into account, the length of the loan, the interest rates, all of that. They take that into account for you and tell you which is the best one to pay off first.
And they keep it really, really simple, so you don't have to figure that out. You just follow the steps, and it will tell you exactly what needs to be paid off soonest to save you the most amount of money.
Yep. All right, Sabalina, we're about to an hour. What parting words do you have for people and why they should click that button below?
Oh, man. It's empowering when you wake up. There's a little bit of, it's a little scary, only because you see how asleep you've been all of these years. But let me tell you something, and if you're a faith person, there's an ancient scripture that says, God will repair what the locusts, God will restore what the locusts have eaten. The locust is the society, your way of thinking, and it can change like that. It can change like that. And I know because I'm there, and I've been in this journey now for the past 2 years, and this industry has, not this industry, this company has delivered what it says it does. And I am no guru, but when you live the one life, it's easier to share it with people. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for having me. If I was a little too intense, oh well, get over it. What's the worst that can happen? You fall in love with me. You know, so yeah, this is a different Lena, a new Lena, an awakened Lena, and I'm glad. So thank you guys. I'm grateful for waking up. That's all I can say. I am grateful this Thanksgiving for waking up. And in a few hours, and let me tell you, I've got all this energy, but I've got 2 hours of sleep on me. Yep, I've got 2 hours of sleep on me. And I've got so much, my spirit is saying, let's run, girl. Let's go right now. Let's go. Let's take on the world. And it's all good, and we will, and everything in its timing. But yeah, I am grateful for an awakening. I am grateful for my team. I'm grateful for homeschooling and everything else, and that's what I'm grateful for. Right now I'm about to go to a homeschooling Thanksgiving kind of meal type deal. There's going to be over, I don't know, like 60 families there. We're going to stuff our faces. We're going to be in a positive environment. My child's going to have a good time. So it's a blessing to live. It's a blessing to live. That's it. Wake up and live. That's what I have to say.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Have fun at your Thanksgiving.
Thank
You know,
you.
if you're watching this, you know, whether you're watching us live or you're watching the recording, it doesn't matter. But just know this, that button below, the link below, whoever sent you here did it because they care about you. They did it because they know that there's a better way. Not the only way, but it is a better way. If you want to be able to, you know, go to seminars with your kids, go hang out with siblings that share similar beliefs as you and like-minded, you know, educational styles or business styles. You know, we took our kids to the Millionaire Mind Intensive, and there were so many people there that said, "Wow, I can't believe you brought your kids." They were amazed at how good they were, and how they paid attention. They took notes, and they participated, and they met people, and they actually got on stage and led people in dancing. And you know, all these adults, they were the only kids there, and they notice, people notice it's different, and they commended us for doing something different with our kids, for teaching them, and they all said, "I wish I'd known this at their age," and they told them that. Pay attention, because I wish I'd known this when I was your age, because I would be in a different place in my life right now. And that's, you know, we shared that with them. You know, we bought this book, and I just want to put a plug in. It's on Amazon, Turning Terrible into Terrific, and one of the trainers at that Millionaire Mind Intensive, he wrote the book.
By Dennis Cummins, Dr. Dennis Cummins.
You can find it on Amazon, and 100% of the proceeds go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. His daughter has a brain tumor, and she is blind now because of the tumor. But he teaches her to laugh every day. Or that's his job. He says, "My job as a dad and as a man, my job is to make her laugh every day." And I love that. I love that. I want to adopt that. I want to make my kids laugh every day. And I can do that by working from home and being here with them. And if that's something you connect with, that's something you resonate with, you want to be there for your family, you want to go, you know, we have our friends Bruce and Tricia Barnes, the Naked Hippie Road Trip crew, they're here, they're our neighbors right now, parked beside us, and we took them to Amazing Jake's on 2 days ago. It's a little indoor playground, you know, and it was awesome. They got on the carousel, they got on the little frog hopper machine. You know, it was awesome hanging out with them and having them be with our family. And if we didn't work from home and they didn't work from home and they carry their home with them. You know, if we didn't have that and they didn't have that, we couldn't have done all that together. We couldn't have spent that entire afternoon and evening, you know, bowling. We did all kinds of riding go-karts. We did all that together, and it was amazing and it was fun. If you want to find more about how to wake up and have fun in life, whether your kids are homeschooled or not, but if you want to have more fun in your life, more fun than you ever dreamed possible, click that button below. Now, we won't be here next week.
Yep.
It's Thanksgiving. We'll be with our family, but we'll be here the week after that. And did you want to add any parting words?
Well, just you can see that we're passionate about what we do. We're passionate about helping people, you know, see another way, and you know, enjoy the success that they desire, so that they can live a freedom lifestyle. And so again, we just encourage you to click the button below,
It doesn't cost anything to click the button.
Just find out, get some more information, connect with the person that sent you here, and we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Have a great week.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.